Hello again, fourth graders, and welcome to session 16 of our Writer's Workshop. Today we are moving ahead from our personal essays to a persuasive essay. This is going to look a little bit different, although some aspects will be the same, but it'll look a little bit different in terms of how we set things up. This will be a brand new story in your writer's journal, so please make sure you have your writer's journal and pencil and a new page in your journal. First of all, I want to wish congratulations to all of you on all of your accomplishments so far. Your writing has been tremendous and you have worked really hard to get to this point. Well, up until now, you've been writing about your own personal opinions, which really no one can really disagree with. They are your opinions after all. But today we're going to start to jump from writing personal opinions to writing persuasive opinions that we want everyone to believe are true. Writers, today we will learn that when you are writing persuasive essays, you need to be brave. You need to be willing to take risks and develop strong opinions that others could disagree with. Let's take a look at how this student took her personal opinion and changed it into a persuasive one. This girl's personal thesis was, "It's hard for me to be a good friend." She changed it to this persuasive thesis, "It's hard to be a good friend." This student took out the parts of her thesis statement that were just about her and changed it so it could be stated by many people. She also made sure people could disagree with it. So help me change my personal thesis into a persuasive one. You might remember this from earlier sessions. My father is my most important teacher. You could cross out the word my and say father is most important teacher, which to translate would say fathers are the most important teacher, which could change to not just fathers, but parents are the most important teacher. Notice how we've gone from personal, the my father, my most important teacher, to a more persuasive or general feeling of parents are the most important teachers. Right now, take some time doing the same work on your own personal essay thesis. Whatever your personal thesis for your essay was, I want you to change it. We're going to practice that. By the end of today, you'll start working to create your boxes and bullets plan for your persuasive essay. At this point, I want you to pause the video, start it up again once you have practiced changing your personal essay to a persuasive essay. Use this example where we crossed out words like my, anything that shows ownership of your own, to make it more general. Try it, practice it, and then turn the video back on. Well, welcome back, fourth graders, as we continue on with this lesson. Here is another strategy for generating persuasive opinions. Maybe you struggled a little bit trying to change your previous personal essay to a persuasive thesis starter. Perhaps you can use these words, people should or should not. Instead of my, you could say people. You could say blank are the best or worst blank. Maybe you want to say it is important that. Or you could say some people think, but I think. So if you struggled a moment ago with your changing over from personal to persuasive thesis starter, try one of these bullet point ideas to see if that can help you. As you are working on writing your persuasive thesis, it is important to ask yourself, do I have reasons to support that? In other words, do I have evidence? If the answers are yes, well then you are on the right track. You also want to think about who your particular audience is, and then select reasons that are designed especially to convince that particular audience. It's important to note if your audience are other classmates, which they will be in this case, or adults. Here's a great example of what I just mentioned. School uniforms are terrible. Well, if you were writing to parents, it would sound one way, but if you're writing to kids, that would be different. These two audiences will have very different reasons. You might say school uniforms are terrible because they don't let you express yourself. School uniforms are terrible because they are expensive. School uniforms are terrible because they are not preparing kids for the real world. Or school uniforms are terrible because they don't look good on every kid. Those are some examples of persuasive thesis statements. Well, before you continue to work on your boxes and bullets, first think about what audience you are trying to convince, and then think of reasons that would be convincing to that particular audience. Again, I'm mentioning that you'll try to convince other classmates, other fourth graders, of your particular idea, your thesis. Well, it's time to work on your plan for your essay. By tomorrow, you should have your box and bullet plans for your persuasive essays. Basically, I'm telling you your homework. For right now, I want you in your particular writing journal to write your new thesis statement. Your thesis statement should be a persuasive one, probably the one that you just worked on a few moments ago, or perhaps you came up with a different one. Underneath that, make sure you write your bullets or 3 reasons why you feel that way. What supports it? So a box and 3 bullets for reasons is your assignment for today. Get started and good luck.